What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Off the Schneid. Today we're going to be looking at the 2021 Denver Broncos team needs heading into the 21 NFL draft. Post for the most part free agency. Start on the offense. As you can see, huge hole at right tackle. DeMar Dotson was just a plug-in, fill-in type of a guy until they could permanently fill that hole. It's really the only weakness on this offensive line. I think it's fantastic, but they absolutely need to plug that hole at right tackle. So I personally think that they need to address that at probably 9. If not pick second round 40, they absolutely have to address that. Wide receivers are in a fantastic position. Cortland Sutton comes back. Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler, Tim Patrick looked great last year. They still have Deshaun Hamilton, even Deontay Spencer's there. Their quarterback of the future, Kendall Hinton. I'm kidding, but either way, they've got very good wide receivers. Noah Fant, Albert O, Fumagalli caught a touchdown or two last year, so they're fine as far as pass catchers across the board, basically. Running back, I think they're in an okay spot. They obviously lost Phillip Lindsay. Melvin Gordon's going to be the bell cow now. Royce Freeman's still there. They brought in Michael Boone from Minnesota, who actually I think is a very good complimentary back there. So they should be okay as far as running back is concerned. They're going to need some depth, absolutely, on the offensive line beyond a right tackle. So they do have a reasonable amount of capital there. They might be able to move up if they need a guy, sort of a thing. But they do have a fair amount of picks, a bunch in the 7s. They could throw a few darts at some offensive linemen there. But they need some depth beyond the absolute need at right tackle. A lot of people are saying that Broncos need a quarterback. They need to trade up to draft a quarterback, blah, blah, blah. It's pretty crazy how fast that switched to, off of Drew Lock being a guy. They just drafted him second round 2 seasons ago, right? This is his 3rd season now, but realistically last year was his, rookie year for the most part. And with all the injuries and all the things that happened with the Broncos, he didn't really get a super fair shake, and his numbers were not great at all. But again, that's more or less his rookie year. So for coming from me, I'm saying give the kid a break, let the kid play. You got to give him at least this season to see if he's a guy or not. He has all the attributes. He can make all the throws. Nothing's changed. Give the kid a shot. If it doesn't work out, then you move on. I don't think now is the time to move on to another quarterback. I really don't. I think you give Drew Lock a shot, a true shot, and see what you really have. And yeah, this might be the make or break year. This might be it. That it's either now or never. So there you go. Let them play and see how it shakes out. If it doesn't work out in your favor, move on next season. If it does, then there you go. You got your quarterback of the future. So yeah, there's the offense for you in a good spot. I think in a fairly good spot. The offensive line is in a good place except for right tackle, and then they need some depth, and that's pretty much it. I think they got a pretty complete offense beyond the O-line depth and right tackle. So move over to defense. I expect McTelvin Agim to move into a starting role there. They still got Mike Purcell. Shelby Harris is still super underrated. If they could just get Bradley Chubb and Von Miller playing together at the same time again, watch out for this defense. Obviously, everybody knows what Bradley Chubb can do, and everybody 100% knows what Von Miller can do. So if they're playing together, watch out. What I don't expect is Malik Reed to have a repeat. He had 8 sacks last year. That's phenomenal. I don't expect that to replicate, but he's a solid depth guy. And Derek Tuska out of North Dakota State. He can be a rotational guy too and help out spell Von Miller type of thing. Inside linebackers are in a good spot. Josie Jewell and Alexander Johnson. I quite like those guys. Not a lot of depth beyond that though. They did a pretty good job in free agency plugging up the holes on the back end. AJ Bouye's gone, but they brought in Duke Dawson, Kyle Fuller, Ronald Darby. At least I think they brought in Duke Dawson. I could be wrong on that one, but it is what it is. Bryce Callahan's still there. Michael Ojemudia played a pretty prominent role last year and did fairly well considering. So I think they're all right as far as corner is concerned. Safety depth is a need, not an extreme need. You got Justin Simmons, one of the best safeties in the game. Kareem Jackson is just fine. So just a little bit of depth might help out. So I guess as far as need, team needs, if I'm sitting here trying to rank their needs, right tackle, no question, is number one. O-line depth is going to be probably number two for me. Defensive line, depth, rotational type of a guy, in the 3-4 line. So someone to help Harris and Agim and DeMontre Jones, that sort of thing. Just some depth there. And then I'm probably looking at outside linebacker, a guy to help out. Malik Reed and Tuska, they can be guys, but you need to be sure. So bring in a competition guy. Von Miller might not be back after this season, so we'll see. So plan for the future sort of a thing. And then just depth at safety and linebacker, just a couple depth guys to come in and compete. You can get that in the 4th, 5th, 6th round type of thing, so no rush there. Again, in terms of need, that offensive line needs addressing absolutely first and foremost. And like I said, give Drew Lock a shot, man. Give him one more shot. Give him this season with those weapons that he has, with a pretty good offensive line, pretty good running backs, all that kind of a thing. Give him a shot, and you're going to know 100% if he's going to be your guy or not. 2nd round pick, you're not just going to give up on him right away when he's shown signs of being the guy. So hopefully the defense is intact this year, and everybody can stay healthy and see what you got. See what you got for the Denver Broncos. This was a team that I quite liked a lot last year as a sleeper team. Obviously, they got bit by the injury bug after, making those statements. So what can you do? But I think that they're in a very good spot. So we'll see what happens. There you go. Appreciate the watch. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next team breakdown.